If you've ever felt like the more you care, the more anxious you get, and the more they pull away, the worse it feels. You're not crazy. You might be stuck in an anxious avoidance cycle. Hi, I'm Sarah, creator of A Gentle Mind, where we talk about emotional patterns, nervous system awareness, and building secure relationships in a gentle, practical way. And today, I'm walking you step by step through this worksheet so you can understand what's really happening beneath the surface. Now we're starting with awareness. This first section is called Identify Your Pattern. Before we can break a cycle, we have to see it clearly, without judgment. Under anxious attachment, you'll see statements like, I worry about my relationships. I need frequent reassurance. I fear abandonment. If those resonate, that's anxious activation. Anxious attachment isn't weakness. It's your nervous system scanning for connection and safety. Now look at the avoidant attachment section. Statements like, I struggle with intimacy. I value my independence above all else. I find it difficult to rely on others. If those resonate, that's avoidant activation. Avoidant attachment isn't coldness, it's protection. It's your nervous system trying to maintain control and avoid overwhelm. And here's something important. You might see yourself in both sections. Many people have mixed attachment responses depending on the relationship. The goal of this page isn't to label yourself, it's to gently ask, when I feel emotionally unsafe, do I move toward connection or away from it? That one question starts changing everything. Take a moment with this page, notice what feels familiar. Awareness is always the first step. The push-pull cycle. Now we're looking at the push-pull cycle. This is where the pattern becomes visible. An anxious avoidant dynamic often follows a predictable rhythm. One person moves closer, the other moves away. Then the roles intensify. The first reflection question asks, describe a time you felt the urge to push someone away. What triggered that feeling? This question is powerful because it shifts focus from blaming the other person to understanding your trigger. Was it feeling overwhelmed, criticized, controlled, afraid of losing independence? Avoidant responses usually come from overwhelm, not lack of care. The second prompt asks, describe a time you felt you were being pulled closer when you wanted space. This helps you see the anxious side of the dynamic. Did someone need reassurance when you felt flooded? Did closeness feel like pressure instead of comfort? Then the final question, how does this push-pull affect your relationships and overall well-being? This is where honesty matters. Does it leave you exhausted, anxious, confused, walking on eggshells? Push-pull dynamics feel intense, but intensity is not the same as security. This page is about slowing the pattern down, because once you can name the cycle, you stop personalizing it. And when you stop personalizing it, you can start changing it. Take a moment here. Think about your most recent relationship dynamic. What role did you play? Awareness isn't blame, it's clarity. Nervous system awareness. Now we're moving into something deeper. Attachment isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your nervous system learned how to respond to closeness long before this relationship ever started. On this page, you'll see two sections, when anxious and when avoidant. Under when anxious, the question asks, how does your body react when you feel anxious in a relationship? Notice this says body, because anxiety in relationships isn't just thoughts. It might look like a tight chest, racing thoughts, an urge to text immediately, a fear of being abandoned. That's your nervous system moving into activation. It's trying to protect connection. Now look at the when avoidant section. How does your body react when someone gets too close or demands too much? Maybe you feel irritable, overwhelmed, numb, the urge to withdraw. That's not coldness. That's protection too. Avoidant responses are often the nervous system saying, this feels like too much. Here's what's important. Both anxious and avoidant responses are safety strategies. One strategy says, get closer so I don't lose them. The other says, create space so I don't lose myself. Neither is wrong. But when they collide, it creates instability. This page helps you separate. your partner's behavior from your body's reaction. And once you can name your nervous system response, you gain space. And space creates choice. Instead of reacting automatically, you begin responding intentionally. That's how secure attachment is built, not by changing who you are, but by understanding what your body is doing in moments of fear. Pause here if you need to. Notice your patterns. Awareness is regulation. Breaking the cycle. Now we come to the most important part, breaking the cycle. Awareness is powerful, but action is what creates change. This page asks you to imagine something different. What would a secure relationship feel like to you? Safe, consistent, trusting, respectful, open. Notice something. None of those words are intense. Security doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel like emotional whiplash. It feels steady. And if you've been in a push-pull dynamic for a long time, steady can feel unfamiliar. That's okay. Then the worksheet asks something simple but powerful. What is one small change you can make today? Not 10 changes. Not a personality overhaul. One small shift. Maybe it's pausing before sending that extra message. Maybe it's communicating a boundary calmly. Maybe it's sitting with discomfort instead of chasing reassurance. Secure attachment is built through small, repeated choices. The next question asks how you can communicate your needs more effectively, because secure relationships aren't mind-reading relationships. They're honest ones. And finally, what boundaries do you need to establish or reinforce to create more safety and security for yourself? Boundaries are not walls. They are clarity. They protect both connection and individuality. Breaking the anxious avoidant cycle doesn't happen overnight. It happens when awareness meets intentional practice. You are not too much. You are not too distant. You are learning how to feel safe in connection, and that is growth. If this walkthrough helped you better understand your attachment patterns, I'd love for you to subscribe. Here on A Gentle Mind, I share content about attachment styles, nervous system education, emotional regulation, and practical tools you can use in real life. If you'd like to work through this reflection at your own pace, the full printable worksheet is available through A Gentle Mind. Everything I create is designed to help you build emotional security gently and intentionally. You are worthy, you are enough, and you are allowed to choose stability. I'll see you in the next video.